Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I managed to get you all caught up in time for this. Now, every time a remedy thing comes out,
Oh, yeah.
we'll actually all do it on the stream together this time. This is the final piece of Alan Wake 2.
In Bright Falls. 1970, 76, 8. Last one was in 2010. It's not exactly clockwork, but this town sees way more altered world events than most. We knew it was just a matter of time before the lake acted up again. After the AWE in 2010, the FBC's research department set up a facility, the Lakehouse, to study the threshold in Cauldron Lake, find better ways to contain the entity inside. Your tax dollars at work.
Man, I wish
When we detected a spike in
Very
paranormal lake,
good.
before I even knew you were on this case, Saga, the Lakehouse was my first stop. I was short-handed, hoped they could spare some help, maybe give us some intel on the situation.
Your government just spends money on giving cocaine to peacocks or whatever.
I just kept on driving.
And the border fences that fall down. Oh, they ended up blowing up his...
Well, but I mean, we're talking about discretionary spending. You know, couldn't possibly, that's what the founding fathers intended.
This is Agent Kieran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmonts.
So this is just like the last one, the Night Springs. This is integrated into the main game.
Right.
So if you just played the whole game, fully complete now,
So keep your eyes peeled.
this would kind of start after you fight Mr. Scratch in the parking lot, when you actually start talking to Estevez as Saga in the police station. And then when you ask her, like, can we get some backup or whatever? And she's like, we stopped by the lake house on the way in here. This was supposed to be the backup. And then it would launch into the brightness a little bit.
Yeah, it's dark as shit.
Imagery.
Yeah, goddamn.
There's something on the walls.
So shut the fuck up.
Agent Kieran Estevez requesting entry.
So it's been our way playing Undertale.
I don't have plans for that.
What is Undertale?
You know what?
It's about getting under a spider's tail.
Getting that
spider tail, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I mean, that's what that song you showed us was a lot.
I didn't show you
That song
shit.
you
Alex
wrote.
found that.
See anything?
Alex found that bullshit. Don't put that on
you
me.
were trying to hide it.
I mean, it sounds like the kind of stuff.
Using some bizarre internet alias, cover your tracks.
Yeah. Sounds like the stuff you kind of like, though. Spiders, tea, and crumpets and shit. Like, you love that shit.
What am I, Miss Moffat?
You are, dude.
Lakehouse.
I don't think so. I don't fucking think I
You let
am.
them eat out your Moffat.
Oh my god.
Investigations don't
You have like a
really
thing for
see
British
eye to
spiders
eye.
in particular?
What they call science.
I don't have a thing
call
for
a
spiders in
violation of
Do you
particular.
like it when like
ever
British spiders like Mary Poppins their way down to you on like
We
Saturday?
just started, okay?
Now, in retrospect,
God damn it.
Yeah, we are just starting, motherfucker.
Did a spider ever sit on your carpet, dude?
Well,
Like sit
Did
down
a spider
on
eat your
carpet,
curds away?
no.
You're
Is your ejaculate kind of curdy, dude?
How moldy are you, though?
I might go to the
Oh my
doctor.
god.
I don't know, dude.
When you go to the doctor's office to get your checked on, do you specifically ask for a spider leg doctor?
No. Believe it or not.
You don't want to have a boner during the examination. That would be embarrassing. I wonder if that's ever happened to somebody.
Having a
A
boner.
boner examination?
No, like they go.
Now that's my new band.
That's good. That's good.
No, they go
See
in and
Black
check
Rock
check your
lining
nuts.
the
Right?
entryway.
Yeah,
Check your what?
they go check your nuts. You've
I
never had your
Like,
nuts
what,
checked
like whether they're salty enough?
Alex, who is doing this to you?
at a physical. You've never
No,
had to turn your head and cough.
No, that person wasn't wearing a coat.
Yeah, I don't
was
think that was. I don't know. But
You guys can
What's
guess.
this doctor, or so-called doctor, wearing a red
You can
pointy hat?
guess.
man, what
like-
school did he say that to?
You can gaslight me all you want about how
Does
they
this doctor
check
have
for-
a big beard?
It's an overall
Was this
How they-
doctor too
how they
tall?
how they check for hernias, but
No one wants to
How
check
do
the
gnomes
individual
check for your
carrying a
hernias?
firearm into
They
a
just get all up
restricted
in there.
government facility?
Just stick their head in.
No?
that would be something gnomes would be good at.
Yeah,
Check
that's something they're good for.
Yeah.
You know, like you've always said, no, they're good for anything, but this is an example.
As I'm sure
Yeah.
you know, I am Dr. Jules Marmont, and this is my wife.
Dr. Diana Marmont.
And together
I was
we
about to say,
are
these are those two guys in Alan Wake 2 that do the commercials, but apparently not.
No, these are FBC staff.
But is that one actor?
No,
that
no.
Asian guy?
for helping us break new ground in our study of Cauldron Lake.
That's right, Jules. But don't let our exciting work in threshold regulation and dimensional coupling keep you from observing the proper safety protocols.
You said it, Diana. We run a tight ship here
I
at
love
the
though they've
Lakehouse.
got completely
So,
different energy.
always remember the 3 S's. Safety, security, and censorship.
It's a C. It's a C.
What? Yeah, that is the joke, Diana.
Well, it's a stupid fuck wonder. Jules, we'll see you down there.
Yeah, that seems healthy.
Well, they got a divorce right afterwards, right?
sounded like things were on the rocks.
Alright. What we got here? The following recreational activities are forbidden in the waters of Cauldron Lake. Restrictions apply to civilians and FBC employees. Fishing, swimming, boating, using the water, water skiing, redacted in the water, paddle boarding. For fun. Sure, that's probably not a good idea either.
Yeah.
Very clear about any of the restrictions below. Please speak with redacted. So a recent security operation was performed among the citizens of Bright Falls and Watery. The goal of the operation was to ascertain public knowledge and opinion of the Lakehouse and its operations. Following information was gained through covert listening and informal questioning. The local public appeared to view the area around the Lakehouse with fear. This is, of course, the intended reaction, as the Bureau has publicly marked the area as dangerous due to volcanic gases. Specific rumor among the public regarding a government facility in the woods run by mad scientists taking people for experimentation. This rumor seems particularly popular among the local youth, and its proximity to the truth is cause for concern. Worst-case outcome would be an increase in curiosity or possibly aggression. It's possible this is the reason the Lakehouse security breached. Oh, so that's Ilmo and Yako stealing the documents. Security personnel will continue to monitor youth chatter. If the rumors continue disseminating, a cover story may be required, perhaps even a fabricated signage for an American Volcano Commission Institute. Did you get Randy from South Park? Which you remind you to put in 100% effort today.
This guy is definitely giving Cave Johnson from Portal vibes. It's a lot of coffee.
Legs in a circle, pens in a circle,
God, there's like some berries or something.
garbage in a circle.
Why do fairies like organize
Donuts.
mushrooms in the formula?
They're very OCD.
The OCD fairy. Status update, Oldest House. To all staff, on-site observation teams report the Oldest House is still under active lockdown. Status of Director Trench, management team, and all other personnel inside the Oldest House at the time of the lockdown's initialization remains unknown. Observation teams have detected fluctuations in the redacted field originating from the Oldest House as of redacted. Increasing in strength as it loops through a specific pattern every redacted hours. These readings are currently being analyzed by research staff in the Boston office. Any personnel with information pertaining to the signal should contact them immediately. Sincerely, Ava Romani. So no one knows that Jesse is even the director 6 years later. Anyone outside, anyway.
That's handy. An experiment. That bodes well.
Safety, security, censorship.
That's pretty good.
Any unaccompanied artist must be reported to security immediately. There's some dumb bullshit with the password puzzle in here, which I'm going to
Dr.
bypass.
Marwan's not here.
Read this one.
Nobody is?
Let's see. Through extensive testing, the subject has been confirmed to possess an intrinsic paranatural ability that manifests exclusively during the act of painting. Paintings feature scenes or events. Hey, what's up, afternoon, dude? Future scenes or events he would have no knowledge of, even sometimes painting an event before it occurs. This effort has been proven multiple times and has an estimated 40 to 100% success rate. Note the lack of precision in this range is due to the team's inability to prove that a painting's content will not be realized at some point in the eventual future. Researchers asked to reiterate their hesitance to publish any concrete statements surrounding the subject of this ability. At this time, as the nature of the paintings and their paranatural effect have been exceptionally difficult to measure and quantify. Subject is suspected to be a Class 2 para-utilitarian, though additional testing will be required to confirm this. At this time, his ability is not believed to be a direct threat to himself or others and can be controlled. The nature of this ability is to show current or future events via the art he creates, but the extent of this forecasting cannot be determined by researchers with any high level of precision. Unlike the art created by Alan Wake, there is no evidence the subject's art is directly manipulating reality via the shadow's energies.
Yeah, you are the first for our Alan Pope.
Yep.
Yeah, first one. First one.
Everybody's doing pretty good, I think. Right?
Hell yeah. Good day today.
So she's doing good.
Shut the fuck up. Lock the door. Let's see, these start at the bottom up. Friendly reminder.
Go fuck yourself.
What?
Go
One
up.
of the emails.
Yeah, go up.
Well, we'll read them in.
Oh, okay. Did you guys vote already?
No. Good morning. A friendly reminder that proposed annual budgets need to be sent up at the end of this month. Every station is being asked to give a thorough breakdown.
I bet.
Take this. It's dangerous to go without. Every station is being asked to give a thorough breakdown this year in an effort to find areas where spending can be reduced. You have book a time for us to speak about this. Too busy to attend meetings. Just use the budget from last year. Just make sure to specify that a specific percentage of the research budget is to go toward Project Arbitus, so certain individuals won't be tempted to slow down their competition by stealing resources. I apologize for the difficulty my wife is presenting. I believe she is suggesting that I would take her project's budget an unfair and preposterous accusation, though I am confident you understand that. Be happy to meet and discuss the annual budget. It is, of course, the head of research's job to oversee such work. Maybe Diana is no longer up to the... Okay, so the staff of... Well, so they're like co-heads of the station, and the entire staff is just caught between their fucking infighting. Go fuck yourself, Jules. This next Wednesday work. Project Arbitus has officially requested we return the pages. We aren't using them for any work on Project Romnus, and they are shared research material, so can I release them back to Arbitus? Hello, please remember to lock your computer before leaving your station for any amount of time. Changing your password daily does not improve our facility's security if you leave your computer open.
They should do a video breaking down the Remedy universe.
Me and No Name have definitely talked about that.
Yeah, just go full fucking like Charlie for
Oh yeah, I could do the Charlie conspiracy map. Me and No Name together, especially. No Name is straight up taking like learning Finnish on Duolingo just to be able to like understand some of what they're talking about.
Good afternoon, Tuna. Have you voted yet?
Research experiment in progress.
Because apparently in this election cycle, you're going to have to make sure people don't light your ballot on fire.
That is happening.
Want to try it?
Just make sure nobody lights it on fire.
Yeah. That happened to like, what, 1,000 people?
1,000.
Yeah.
Let's do it, too.
Yeah, it's at least one for sure I saw in Washington State, the ballot box. Somebody threw firecrackers in it.
As soon
I
as
saw
got
two.
in
There
that
was one in
elevator,
Portland, and there's another
that
one
news
in
detector
Vancouver.
started going nuts.
In Vancouver.
Vancouver, Washington.
Estivesta team, something's
Vancouver.
going on in the Lakehouse. I want all nearby
Damn Canadians.
I always knew they were the ones fucking with their election.
It's all the Canadians.
Canadian
Did
interviews.
you all used to light bags of shit on fire and leave it up to
I've never in my life done that.
I never did. No.
Nah.
Not enough of a frat bro.
Yeah.
Breach detected on sublevel 5. Staff should seek shelter immediately.
We have a situation in the Lakehouse. All agents converge on the facility now.
It's both of them.
So,
Belay that order.
And the paint everywhere now.
Shit. Where's the fucking elevator?
Literally just completely gone.
Okay.
This is what it looks like
Priority
at
one,
your
get the
weird
lights on.
strawberry cheese spider party.
Oh my
Standing
god.
around in the dark near
Yeah.
Cauldron Lake.
It's all
Not
over the
smart?
floor.
All over the walls. Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Harris did win the Nickelodeon Kids
Choice President.
Well, I mean, I guess the election's decided
that's the predictor of success, right?
Move over, gallant fool.
So Lakehouse continues to make progress towards its goal. Various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes, directed by Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell, as an art form, has shown viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will now be carried forward by the co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the Lakehouse, effective immediately. Research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of the nursery rhymes into their own work. Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the Lakehouse. Any exposure related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by the co-heads of research.
I wish I was getting paid to work on nursery.
Little Miss Muffet for Sage.
Yeah.
Work to create a stable link between our reality and that of the redacted continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence a successful connection will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the threshold's energies, and thus its reality-altering effect, are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant level of emotion. This is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. If we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably.
With that.
Work has already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art.
Green Lantern shit.
For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P, while no pieces of his have yielded successful results outside of their assistance in discovering redacted pages. His proven status as a peri-utilitarian makes his work the most suitable research material.
Dylan isn't Subject P, is it?
Yeah. Oh, look at the shelter. Made at the Black Rock shelters from the oldest house.
Okay, he doesn't do a damn thing without power.
There we go.
Dr. Darling.
Can you listen to this at all?
Yes, but not yet.
Is it the power back on first?
Yeah. Yeah, once we do that, we'll be able to...
Yeah, you wonder how the projectors work.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
me
was
too.
just thinking.
Good batteries, I think.
Fucking supernatural shit. The darkness doesn't want the
Did you say funky or fuckity?
funky.
Okay.
Okay. Power core receiver. Plugging a core in should get the lights on.
It's a maze of painted walls.
Well, like a lot of art museums look like today.
Honestly, this looks more artistic.
Yeah,
than those.
there's more effort being put in by the darkness energy.
Yeah, shit, I mean, modern games are like, what, just random fruit taped to the wall?
I mean, that guy did pay like $1 million for that.
Oh, it
Banana.
was more like 50.
You said $50 million?
Yeah, imagine an Andy Warhol painting comes out and tries to kill you.
I would believe that about an Andy Warhol painting.
A can of soup.
Reminds you of Fringe. Yeah, Fringe definitely, I mean, that has a little bit of that X-Files-y kind of.
Totally, yeah. Fringe is a very good comparison.
Yeah,
What happened to Fringe?
I'd like to go back.
It had quite a few seasons. I mean, it went on for quite a while.
4 seasons.
4, maybe 5 even.
Yeah, I'd like to go and watch that show all the way
It's not
through.
a
Never seen
regulation
X-Files?
HBC weapon.
That's a very hit or miss show.
Yeah. Some of it's great. Some of it's... Fringe had 5 seasons.
I remember really liking the
Got a
early
new gun
ones. I
over
never
there.
watched the whole thing though.
Which one?
Fringe.
Yeah, I watched some of the early parts of it, but I never watched the entire thing.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I only saw the first couple episodes, but
I'd be curious
Jesus,
if it ends
keycard.
well.
Could be useful.
Fortunately, Joel's keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance card in my office, plus a lot of Blackrock. Been grinding the Blackrock down to a powder, stashing around in case any gets confiscated. Next step, weapon tests using Blackrock powder. If successful, maybe send schematics to offsite teams. Could lead to a transfer out of the shithole. Need to think up more applications for Blackrock now that I have some. There was a researcher at the oldest house who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember their name. So, this weapon over here, it's kind of like when they put like rock salt in the shotguns in Supernatural, but it's using the Blackrock from the quarry dimension inside the oldest house to,
I wish they'd make these things lighter.
You never had to think about how heavy these were.
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it.
I feel
Good
like it was
news.
at its best.
I just had to keep going down.
Sort of Monster of the Week
Bad
episode.
news?
Yeah.
And
The
then
elevator
the
liked to
overall
disappear.
Boulder conspiracy plotline kind of got weirder and dumber as it went on.
That's
And especially when Boulder wasn't in the show anymore. I think that's at one point Scully leaves in the last season as like two completely different actors that aren't either of them.
Yeah, I don't think anybody stuck around.
I'd be curious to see what the hell an episode of that even looks like. Right. I mean, the reason the fans are there is for
least the
Mulder and
elevator's
Scully.
back.
So.
And then even when Mulder and Scully were both there, you had dumbass episodes like the first-person shooter one. That was like rivaling the worst of Star Trek.
I do remember that episode. I'm still amused by it, if nothing else.
Oh, it's funny,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
all, but like if you're not the kind of person who's amused by shitty TV, just
Right.
avoid it.
Fair enough.
So we've already
Is
got
this-
that one. To celebrate the arrival of Flawed, brought a variety of seasonal pies from the local diner you all seem to love. Members of Project Romulus can come enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmot's office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite the ridiculous dramatics of last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Gentle reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue. Making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for anyone of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Perry did not release any of those pages. Tell Diana and those fools on Project Arbitus that we misplaced them. An unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 or 3 weeks, but we are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure you say that we are making progress, just as I wrote above. Regards. Significant amount of Blackrock missing from sub-level 5. I expect there is a misunderstanding and someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message. We will fix the problem. Blackrock is precious material. We only have so much of it now with the oldest house being closed.
I love just how much shit the FBC talk to one another.
Oh yeah, the like for all the crazy sci-fi stuff, the office politics is also so well written.
I mean, it's still kind of necessary to ground everything.
Mm-hmm.
First off, a huge thank you to everyone here. The Lakehouse has made amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team. I wanted to come in person so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Do you hear that, Dr. Marmot? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the Shadow and the AWE site below the lake. The theory that the Shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality.
No.
What about the strange phenomenon?
No, that does not happen.
Create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art. These
What's something without a
things
name?
we need to know to accurately classify the Shadow.
What's
Isn't that the best?
I must be Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Keep up with that.
Well, I mean, the only way to do that better is if,
So,
at the very end of something, you have some characters come out with a
yeah.
book and
Yeah.
like, yeah, look, this is the book, the same
God.
name as the show.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Preferred.
For sure.
So
Find
good,
answers
dude.
will
Goddamn
first
Game of
Second
Thrones.
best is when they're doing like fan 4 stick,
No wrong
and
answer.
they're like, it really is fan 4 stick, isn't it? It's like, wait, what'd you say? Fan 4 stick?
To run against a classified project called Hedron to build a comparative data set. I wish I could tell you more. It's very, very exciting. Non-physical forces impacting. No, sorry, I really can't. It is. You know what? Maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get you clearance, of course, but if that would, maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking, so the shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It is a great new world, people.
So they found out that Shadow the Hedgehog is
Oh god.
Oh no, the shadow dimension. Somebody
It's your
build
favorite place, huh?
build a wall.
Build a wall to keep Sonic out.
Yep.
This is my room, Sonic.
We're gonna build a wall and make the shadow dimension pay for it.
These hedgehogs, they're bad people. They're coming here. They're murderers. They're rapists.
If you can understand
I'm just gonna assume none of them are good people.
If you take no hostile action
Rainbow
against me
Slenderman.
or any action
Rainbow
that can be perceived as hostile.
Friday Slenderman.
It never fucking works.
Can't actually hurt him with your gun.
This year's Slender Man is coming out to let you know that you're perfect just the way.
So we're gonna need a better weapon.
That would be funny if Skittles got Slenderman as like a spokesperson.
Skittles. Taste the rainbow, motherfucker.
But I thought they on Friday they just had like all flavors.
Sometimes they just have one.
Well, they just made them.
They take all the color out.
The color.
Yeah. I don't know what statement that's supposed to be making, but
Maybe come is the point. I thought that's pretty easy.
Collapse the threshold.
Please hold. Please hold.
Now where am I? What is that?
That's pretty creepy. Now, is that what it looks like in your spider girlfriend's sex dungeon?
If you can understand me,
I call this piece
I'm an agent of the
Volcano
Federal Bureau of
Crunch
Control.
Wrap
I
Supreme.
can assist you in hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as
I
hostile.
like it.
Do you understand?
This is what they look like. But not good.
Now, that did happen last time I went to the Walker.
So what kind
hey,
of
they started
entity
yelling
are
at you.
Yeah.
Abstract art is a lot better when it's valuable.
That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that.
I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation? What does that mean? Okay, hey,
Yeah,
calm
now it's sounding
down.
like modern. Little attempt at poetry there.
Now.
Hey,
That was cool.
Bad news? That thing is really pissed off.
So is your main adversary at painting the rest of the lighthouse?
It didn't try to kill me.
Not exactly.
Oh.
Okay, baby steps. Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card.
They did a great review of the Lakehouse.
Nice.
Look at that. Heard that last night.
Was happening at the Lakehouse, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this.
This is actually my third playthrough of this already. Nah, it shouldn't.
Sublevel 3.
This isn't the floor I wanted. Fucking elevator.
So, where is this ranked on your games of the year? Is it just behind Shadow and Sonic?
I didn't play that.
Is it just behind Dragon Age Builder?
Did not play that either.
So it's not even on your list.
This is not on my list.
This isn't. Okay.
Art is for analysis, not for admiration. Stay focused on your work.
I mean, as a DLC by itself, would you really rank it up there?
No, I'd say DLC has to be pretty substantial to be like to. I mean, even like Shadow of the Erd Tree for Elden Ring, which is like a whole game, I still wouldn't consider for a Game of the Year list. Just because it might get like best DLC for me, but I wouldn't put it on a thing with like full games.
And
No.
that was a Shadow tie-in too.
No?
So you're telling me that your Game of the Year is between Sonic X Shadow and Dragon Age Builder?
No.
Well, Shadow's in the title. You're happy.
No. I'm actually actively unhappy about that. ATD output and calibration. The automated typing device will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake, no impaired utilitarian, with the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ADTs must be evaluated and graded based on its similarity to Wake's original style. Pages will be graded using the following criteria. Comprehensibility, this is the most basic of criteria. A page must use language to develop stories in an understandable, organic way. Style, tone, content. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining the writing produced by the ATDs until they can produce near-identical stories to Alan Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power.
Why didn't they just use ChatGPT?
Yeah.
I think this is Remedy taking a dig at ChatGPT. Got some for me in there. Lurking. Just want to say, we appreciate that, Cal.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Thanks for lurking, man.
Always appreciate it.
Which is the one place where you can work.
Notes regarding the page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not.
Did you guys watch Tim Wall's like crazy text on Twitch?
No.
I saw he was playing Madden. I didn't watch it though.
I've heard about him being on Twitch, but
It's got real how do you do fellow kids energy.
can he skateboard?
I don't know, but he better have it backwards.
Does he wear a cap backwards?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
The page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake.
Does he at least watch Skate the Infinity?
Do you think he's got a big future on Twitch if the vice president he doesn't work out?
Maybe he'll become a full-time Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Madden, Crazy Taxi.
I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success.
Poor fellow Minnesotan.
What game do you guys want to see him play? Just play GTA 4.
That was pretty good.
Pretty sure I heard a clip of him saying something like, "Oh, Grand Theft Auto is too violent."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see him playing like Doom Eternal.
That'd be
If Grand Theft Auto is too violent, I don't think he's.
Well, not only is it violent, but also just him trying to work the controls.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy reflexes.
I mean, I could barely keep up with it sometimes. Moving forward, research to the Lakehouse will be divided into two distinct projects. Project Arbitus, focus on the studying and writing of Alan Wake, with Dr. Diana Marmont serving as project director. Codename Romnus will focus on studying Redacted and his work with Dr. Jules Marmont serving as project director. Staff will soon be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. Confidential facility matter and is not to be discussed with external agents or teams. If you have any questions, please contact me directly. Signed, Harry Kingston, Facility Administrator.
What would be a funny game for Trump to play? Cuphead?
That would be a struggle, but I'd be shocked if Trump could play almost any video.
I want to see.
They'd have to like show him the entire controller.
I'll tell you what I want to see Trump play.
What?
Sonic Forces.
Any Sonic games would be great.
Because you know it would piss him off.
He didn't recognize the piece.
Yeah.
Did he paint this? His mind was foggy,
Probably the most relatable
unfocused.
thing he ever did.
He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food. A
Fall
man in a
asleep
white
halfway
coat
through.
came to steal him
That
back
you
to his
could
cell.
blame any man for
He
doing
did
that.
not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed, but the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink, the turpentine, the paint, it was all over him. Years of it, 1,000 paintings, 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint, hatred for the brushes, for the Marmonts. for himself.
So Rudolph Lane was one of the people that Emil Hartman had
Diana
at
and
the
Jules
lodge
Marmont had once
in
been
Alan
a
Wake
team.
1.
Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the Lakehouse were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the Lakehouse. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
I would like to see Trump play Mario Golf and see if we can try to cheat in that too.
It would be a good game to see mine play.
I saw him play Mario
the
Kart
controller.
once.
Biden
Really?
Mario Kart once.
Actually?
Just a picture of him sitting at like the arcade machine, but supposedly he was playing it.
Huh.
Arcade machine for one of the Mario Kart?
Yeah.
That makes sense. But I think all
The Marmonts had let the lake in.
You know, like you sit down, like at
Yeah, no, I've seen
yeah.
that. I've seen that. Yeah, I've definitely. They're out there.
Bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
Remedy's definitely taken some jabs at AI in this. Initial findings report: Edward Franklin Booker, born in New York, currently resides in married to Tamitha Booker. No paracriminal affiliations. Creator and director of stage play, unsuccessful. Confirmed artist examination. Tamitha Madison Booker, born in Atlanta, currently resides in New York. Married to Edward Franklin Booker. No paracriminal affiliations. Author of 2 commercially successful true crime books. First publication was Poetry Collection, unsuccessful. So that's the couple that you see as Nightingale in the opening of the game, and then Saga interviews them at the diner, and like they're trying to hide that necklace from her.
Yeah.
You don't see them much, but you do find some pages in their like motel rooms, and they are like
typewriters.
Like they are
Please
missing.
don't let this be what I think it is.
So these are all the
As you know
like
by now,
content generation automated typewriters.
And a room full of them all clacking away. 100% bad news.
Yeah, here. Stuff. Oh, okay. That's funny. Nothing in there. So, investigation into the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for redacted in the ATDs continues to be unsuccessful. Wake's publishing house, no information. Wake's agent refused to discuss client. Wake's spouse refused to discuss. Checked all available online. They think like the type of typewriter will somehow make it work. Relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. Project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched with a brand and type of ink used in Wake's typewriter.
I heard this is how Google program is today.
It has taken hardcore shots at AI programs.
Oh shit, what was that?
Oh, did it? Just like soulless corporate attempts at like ripping off a real artist.
That's what the world's gonna be pretty soon.
That's J.J. Abrams' mystery box.
That's right. It's always empty.
What is he doing?
Fucking
Jack
nothing.
is fucking nothing.
carrying around an empty goddamn box. We've begun to find pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, very utilitarian and suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As a reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head of research at the Lakehouse. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. Accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outsider reporter would have no way of knowing. Jules and I...
You guys getting Black Ops 6.
No.
None of us are the kind of person who's interested in it.
Yeah, no. We're probably the most anti-Call of Duty group of people in the world. Let's see. Jules and I have been having more and more interpersonal conflict this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing this from, get his information? Or is the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC. And if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, or their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions, their mind, their love, or animosity are theirs to control?
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman, founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the shadow. I've gone through his notes, which were confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. But he was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the Lakehouse for analysis.
So, there you go. That's set up for them kidnapping Rudolph Lane there.
Yeah.
Rudolph Lane have a red face.
I don't think he does.
We don't know that he definitely doesn't.
You see him in the first game, so.
Have
Yeah.
a holly jolly Christmas. When's the best
Back
time
around.
of the year, say?
It was
Never say no to extra firepower.
This thing gonna work under this 80 guys?
No,
I
this is
think
just a shotgun.
you gotta get the special gun.
So is the thing gonna be useful at all?
Oh, the regular guns will still be useful.
Spatial
Environment.
recurrence usually observes the law of three.
This contrived overlap rebounded on itself, compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance. Cause and effect
You guys
hopelessly
streaming from all
tangled.
week.
No, I don't think we're going to be.
Arranged
Friday.
wrongs
Thursday.
between
Thursday.
logic flawed, the feedback loop doubled
We usually
and
can't get things
redoubled
together.
out of control.
Yeah, it's probably not anything on the day of.
Looking for
This is kind of, I guess, our Halloween stream.
It's spooky.
Yeah, he hasn't directed a movie since Rise of Skywalker.
That was probably
I'm sure he got his money.
I don't want to see him do anything anyway.
I do think he had some kind of production role in the Batman Cape Crusader cartoon, though.
Probably just a name on a paper, though.
You cringe people say Jar Jar Abrams.
I kind of I appreciate it. Yeah,
I think that's so good.
I think it sums him up pretty well. The mystery box sums him up best, but then
Let's just go have that right here. There you go.
When you saying they go down YouTube?
Yeah.
we go down.
Yeah, let's do some bullet punches. Yeah, yeah. Shotgun tends to.
That guy's got unlimited hatchets, dude.
He does.
Do they have like access
cheat
to a
codes.
hatchet dimension?
He threw 2 hatchets and still had 2 hatchets in his hand.
No, that is a thing in video games.
No, yeah.
There was an RPG I played once where I had given a character throwing axes, but she had the ability where she could throw 8 throwing axes per turn. But she was still holding 2 throwing axes.
Oh, no.
They have added Alan Wake to Fortnite
They
already.
added everything.
Yeah, he's already in there, and the answer is no.
They added Kamala.
Did they?
Yeah,
No,
there's
they didn't.
no, they did
Are you
actually.
serious?
Trump and Kamala.
Play Tony Trump.
Just
Kamala.
Kamala.
I'm about to spend a Democrat reach out thing.
Some staff down there have been corrupted.
Fortnite is like the ultimate, just like combination of just dumping everything and create one just weird cringe suit.
Yeah.
Fortnite is the horrible like Ready Player One dystopia of the future.
It is. Fortnite canceled Trump.
Oh,
Was he supposed to be in it?
that's hilarious.
So Kamala's got the Fortnite vote?
She's got a level. I don't know if they put her in there, but there's like a level you can go
It's
through.
like the city
roller
of
coasters.
Kamala's future.
Yeah.
I get it, because they don't want you to be able to shoot Kamala.
Yeah, no, they
That's
definitely don't
probably
want that.
good. That's
3.
probably good.
But you can go live in city Kamala Land. It's like a Fortnite level.
Kamala.
Yeah, it's pretty cringy. Again, what the how do you do, fellow kids?
So, I mean, Fortnite will just take any money from anybody to put anything. Yeah, they took the fucking Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh,
They did.
Yeah, there's like an entire trailer about how badass the Cybertruck is. So what Trump City in Fortnite looked like World War II Germany? No, it would look
it
like...
just looked like an endless series of golden towers.
Yeah, I think there'd be a...
It would look like Las Vegas.
Yeah,
It would look like Las Vegas,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It would be like trashy and
Well, like his building in Vegas is covered in golden tinted windows.
Yeah, but...
You've been there?
Yeah.
I've never gotten to go to Vegas.
Oh yeah, it's right on the strip.
Vegas is a weird place.
It's a one of a kind.
Fallout New Vegas Trump skin. You know, I bet you money you could make your Fallout character look like Trump.
oh yeah, the customization's pretty.
You could probably play as Trump in Fallout New Vegas if you really wanted to.
Huh.
Yeah, I would
Controllable
recommend going to
shifting
Vegas at least
phenomena.
once, just because it's so weird.
Yeah, there's no other city like it for sure.
It's like the fakest bullshit of all time.
It is.
The only other city I've ever been that you can even kind of compare it to is Orlando, but it's for a totally different group of people and it's not as like built up.
Right.
It's like spread out more than Vegas. Yeah. There aren't too many cities that are centered entirely around tourism that don't have like a natural wonder or something that like
Right, there's
causes
something.
people to go. Like just a city that was built for tourism, basically. It's pretty good.
Once you go to like a certain town.
Oh, their crazy capital. They don't like tourists though.
Oh, they don't?
Oh yes, it's really hard. You have to get like a personal approval from the leader of the country.
Oh, it's like North Korea.
Yeah.
That's a mistake, though. I mean, when you got crazy crap, you gotta show up.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's mostly just for him. And he doesn't really care if other people come and see it, or if people live in the city, because apparently nobody in Turkmenistan can afford to live there.
Okay. Well, if you want to know what Trump City would look like, just go look at the Capitol.
Yeah, that's
and
a
just
good
replace all the statues of their president with statues. Boom.
Not gonna lie, that capital is a horrible thing because it doesn't help people in that country at all, but it looks pretty badass.
How's Egypt's new capital?
Not good.
I mean,
Apparently,
when are things going well over there?
apparently, the European Union, China, Russia, and the Gulf states are all desperate to make sure Egypt doesn't collapse. So they're basically just giving CC money so that the government doesn't collapse and they can keep building the stupid city.
So they're on borrowed time.
Well, CC seems to be willing to sell,
What
like, a lot
happened
of,
to
like,
you?
actually pretty important
Did
shit.
the people
Like,
here
he's
do this
sold
to
off
you?
chunks of the country. He sold a couple islands to Saudi Arabia. So,
I don't know. That sounds like country on a flat flag.
I would think so.
He's gonna sell beer.
I think it's on its last stub.
Alan
What if
Wake's
he sold
writing is
beer
being
to
studied here.
Las Vegas?
Sold a chunk
Do you
of
know
the...
anything
they
about
moved
him?
him. That would be funny. There, he got a beer.
Sell the real pyramids to Las Vegas. Sell the Statue of Liberty, the real Statue of Liberty to Las
They say
Vegas.
clear
Yeah.
communications
They just get
are
the
key
real
to
version.
any
Some
relationship.
volunteer
Eiffel
think they get the
Tower.
They
Eiffel
could do an
Tower.
exchange where they send the fake version from Las Vegas back.
There you go.
to the
You
original.
said Marmonts before. Do they do this? Where are they now? Tell me where they are.
Painting really doesn't like House Money.
They didn't have
It's fixated on the Marmonts.
He
What
refused
did
the
they
call.
do? A threshold is the connection between a
Maybe I'll
foreign
actually get
reality
to that floor
and
this
our
time.
own. Now, they
Yeah.
all have their own rules, strange
This
as they
time.
are. But the further down I went, the more chaotic this one got.
I take it that.
Clearly,
Black
this was
Rock
the
Gun
Cauldron
should be
Lake
on
threshold,
the
but
like the BMG later.
something was wrong.
It's pretty good.
Well,
Kind of like having a
more
rocket
wrong
launcher,
than usual.
or a grenade launcher. It's the closest thing that this game has to that sort of weapon.
Level-wide
Yeah.
lockdown in effect. Please remain calm. Level-wide lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
This place is like never not in lockdown.
There's a bunch of guys, but they're all behind locked doors.
I would say like it'd be a nice job because it seems like you have a lot of vacation time, but they're normally stuck in the facility.
Yeah, you might go crazy. This is on.
See, location, sub-level 2, Rudolph Lane cell. Ordered by Marmont, work required, a section of cell 7 wall needs to be removed for transport to sub-level 5. Urgency high, tools required. It's not my job to know which tools you use to cut concrete walls. It's your job. Additional details important. The wall must be removed very carefully. The painting on the interior side of the wall must not be damaged.
Well, how sad.
I wonder what happened here.
Oh, shit.
Jules Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it. Saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane.
Okay.
If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster. He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
Making their marriage everyone's problem.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Subject condition report. Rudolph Lane has shown a decline over the past several months. Initially, this was presented as an increase in resistance, frequently declining request to work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. Subject attitude towards art also undergone a change. He's disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated, and then sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it's completed. In the past few months, his work has become much more abstract, no longer showing true-to-life subjects or landscapes, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether the sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing redacted, or a source of genuine artistic interest is unknown. As of yesterday, subject refuses to touch his supplies, he claims he will not paint anymore and wishes to leave. Subject's refusal has effectively halted all research while the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings. They estimate that there is little new information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. Dr. Jules Marmont and Project Lead suggested that a high dose of redacted be introduced to the subject's food to cure his redacted. Subject's attitude does not improve, then low doses of redacted will be introduced in order to... So they really just started drugging the shit out of this guy. Sounds like Vernon Herzog.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm empty. Rudolph, no. You love to paint. You are such a talent. This is just the classic artist slump. No. No, I hate it. It's just taking from me now. When can I leave? You said you'd let me leave. Ah, Rudolph, but you volunteered to come, remember? We are helping you, like Dr. Hartman did. Perhaps you need to see our doctor? I can arrange that. No.
French bastard.
No, that's... I am feeling better. Much better. I will paint. Ah, this is wonderful to hear, Rudolph. I knew you would come back to your old self.
Jeez. Oh, that's great. I wonder what the doctor does.
Continue the story from this one first. Booker's writing, first piece of content produced by the subject, is severely disappointing. It is not remotely similar in content to the Wake pages we provided as reference. Why is it so focused on my marriage? Why is Jules the protagonist? Why is it set in an actual lakeside cabin? And what is happening at the end? What is in the sky? Did anyone brief Booker about the concepts he's supposed to write about? The Lakehouse, the Shadow? We need him to match Wake's style exactly. It's not going to work if he has no clue what he's writing about. We need to get this sorted. We need progress now. And why isn't he taking this seriously? When I spoke to him, I thought he thought I was an actor. I want him to understand how serious we are.
The pages narrated by Wake are just being written, but those are the AI pages.
The ones that we've actually heard his voice. No, those are actually his real
now why
pages.
is he writing about
he's definitely causing some of what's going on here, for sure. It's like Alan's writing a Control crossover episode.
Okay.
This is Alan's fanfic.
Yeah. This is the Booker that they're having try to replicate Alan's work, but he's not doing a good job. In fact, it was an emotional one, aligned right through their marriage, their foundation, their lake house. The thoughts these thoughts and more flooded Jules' mind as he stared out the lakeside cottage's windows. The sun was setting on a stormy day. Rain-heavy clouds hung low, weighed down with the burden of purpose. Diana sat in her favorite deck chair, staring out across the lake's rippling surface. He watched the breeze catch her acorn hair. As if sensing his gaze, she turned her head. Jules looked away, flustered, then annoyed with himself for letting her affect him this way. He grabbed the bottle of red wine, poured himself a generous serving. And he kept pouring, his mind distracted by a thought. How did we get here? They had been at the lab running an experiment, then they were here. Why? He remembered thinking that a break from the lab would give them space to reconnect, to mend the crack. But he couldn't remember ever leaving. Wine was flowing over the rim of his cup, though he didn't notice. He put down the bottle, scanning the lake. A faint shimmer hung in the air on the far side, like light hitting glass. The sort of thing you only noticed if you were looking for it. Felt like he had seen something like this before, but where? Jules! Diana's cry snapped Jules back into the present. She was staring up at the sky in panic. A deep shadow crept across the deck. Jules ran to the door, to his wife.
Besides Acorn Hair, which was stupid, I have read a lot of short stories that are that quality of writing.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. This isn't the AI one. This is a person that they're having replicate Alan. So you're like a computer password or a nut allergy. It's the Pi one. I read that. Jules just sent out a memo asking us to spy on his wife's project. Remember when we just made fun of his stupid project names in Science Factoids? Simpler times. He really did that. Diana's going to slit his throat if she finds out. Those two are such a hot mess. I got drinks with Perry last night, and he told me Jules is withholding Wake pages from Diana's team. He told her they went missing. Paula mentioned you two were thinking about asking for a transfer. You'd really leave me here alone? We can have weekly gossip calls.
I love that header.
Finally, someone who was into painting.
So this was that couple.
Who are you?
So they did kidnap him.
Got a flow going. Can we do this later?
No, we cannot. I'm Agent Kieran Estevez. I'm with the government, and I need your name.
I'm Ed Booker, the playwright. And I'm hitting my stride here, so can you guys stop with all that banging and screaming? It's throwing me off.
Where do you think you are right now?
In an immersive writing workshop.
Well, bad news, it's not a writing workshop. Good news, it's not a writing workshop.
Right. It's a government facility studying the power of creativity. That makes way more sense.
What are you even doing? What are you writing?
Well, after you all abducted me in the woods, I've been working on this manuscript you gave me because you need it for some experiment or something. I kind of forget the premise. But, you know, I've had this block lately, and filling in the gaps of this story has really loosened me up. Copying the style is a nice constraint, but I still have lots of room to play. It's a solid creative exercise.
Look around you. How is this a workshop?
You have to stay in character. I get that. I'm in the theater business too. And look, the sets, the costumes, all great in that, you know, campy, 70s sci-fi kind of way. But you could dial down the role-playing like 15, 20%. Just some professional advice.
Sir, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a situation here. I need you to stay in your cell until I can resolve the matter, okay?
Uh-huh, got it. Hey, no one's been around with food for a while. I could go for some dinner when you have a second. Oh, and can I get my phone back? I want to call my wife. I don't know how Tammy found you guys, but she killed it.
So there was the couple that him and
I'll get
him
right
and
on
his
that.
wife that were. What is this? Acquisition team is hereby approved to acquire additional research subjects. Praetorius outcome: both subjects brought to the Lakehouse for study. Tamitha Booker, Edward Booker, serve the subjects at distance. Only move to acquire if the opportunity arises. Under no circumstances can this operation draw the attention of local law enforcement.
We should call him out and make more careful.
What was the best sci-fi of the 70s? Alien. You could say Star Wars, but what were some really good ones?
That glass is thick.
For 70s?
Looks like Ronald McDonald. That was good.
And what else do you think?
Yeah, I can't really think of any iconic sci-fi things. The 80s seemed like more the time for sci-fi.
Yeah. What was Star Trek: The Motion Picture?
That's 80s.
The really
for
boring
sure.
one?
Yeah.
I think that was maybe early.
Is that
Could be late
70s?
but
Okay,
I don't know.
maybe.
That's,
I feel like Wrath of Khan.
that was.
Yeah, that was
Wrath of
definitely
Khan.
80s.
I don't know about the first one though.
I think it sucks, but a lot of people do swear on that movie. Not Wrath of Khan, but
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't even like Wrath of
79.
Khan, as a lot of people do.
79.
Okay.
So I guess, but yes.
Not
Wrath
gonna
of
be a
Khan's
lot.
alright.
Wrath of Khan's
Oh, no, I think it's good.
It's
I
an
just don't think it's like a
improvement.
masterpiece the way some like one of the greatest films ever made.
yeah, definitely.
Like
I
I
think.
would hold up there with Alien.
No,
that, but that people do. That's all I'm saying. Is I just don't like it as much as
I think
it's that.
Voyage Home is an improvement.
Is that the one with the whale?
Yeah, I like the whale.
Higher
The Search for
access
Spock.
card. Sorry, but I need this.
I feel unironically like Discovery Country.
I don't think I've seen that. Is that where
Like
they
the
bring
sixth
Spock? Oh, okay. Did they bring Spock back to life in that one?
I think
No, Search for Spock. Search.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, you said they find God in Undiscovered Country.
No, that was fine.
That was
What would God want with this structure?
Is that a line?
That's an actual line,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Because they find out it's not God, it's
Yeah.
actually Satan.
There.
So Captain Kirk like wrestles Satan and gives him volcano.
God, I gotta see that one. Sounds awesome. That sounds like Resident Evil 5.
It does sound. So I read that one. Writing because I have serious concerns about safety protocols being disregarded across the facility. I've collected a list of violations I've personally observed and can send this to you. My opinion on the matter is both Dr.
No,
and Dr.
turn
Marmont
back.
are driving
Area
this
is
facility staff into
extremely
progressively
hostile.
more reckless behavior. Good day. Hello, Ms. Howard. Thank you for sharing your opinion. All facility operations and safety measures are under the purview of the heads of research. If you have a complaint, please file it directly to them or contact the Bureau's acting management team in Dallas. Thank you. Mr. Kingston, I thought we reported to the acting management team in Kansas. I have reached out to them about this issue multiple times and gotten no response. Even if they did respond, we all know they don't have the staff to investigate every internal issue after the oldest house went into lockdown. I believe the Marmonts are knowingly using the state of chaos to their advantage. Our treatment of research subjects is in clear violation of the ASH Act. These are punishable offenses. If you do not open an internal investigation, then I will.
Well, looks like all of our backups probably dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's usually the way things go.
I guess I forget sometimes that A Clockwork Orange counts as a sci-fi film.
I guess, yeah,
So
that'll take place in the future. Oh, well, 2001, 60.
That's the 60s.
Yeah. 60s also, I feel like, more notable, like Planet of the Apes,
I like
60s.
What else is this?
I suppose sequels to Planet of the Apes came
Close
out in the
Encounters of
70s,
the
though.
Third Kind, which I'm not huge on. I mean, I like it. It's just, it is a little slow for me, Close Encounters, but...
70s, what, like Soylent Green?
Was that 80s or I would think 80s.
Oh, the 70s Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh, that's really
I
good.
like that.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
Oh, Alex's favorite, A Boy and His Dog.
That movie's so cool.
Zardoz.
I like when they eat the. I like when he feeds the girl to her dog. It's a hard one.
Yeah, so I went green. There's the 70s, 73. Man Who Fell to Earth. Pretty much all the Planet of the Apes sequels.
Yeah,
I usually abused by all those, but yeah, obviously that's good. The first one. Logan's Run, Silent Running, a lot of running.
Cannibalism.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that
I don't know if Rocky Horror Picture Show is sci-fi.
Don't know. I guess I don't remember exactly what the explanation for the weirdness of it was, but
I actually do remember. He is a transvestite from the galaxy of Transylvania, so
yeah, right.
That is actually like an alien thing.
I guess kind of stretching the definition of sci-fi there, but
yeah, that's what I think for some of these. There's the 70s. I haven't really seen the original Stepford Wives, but
it's Solaris.
I guess so.
Solaris is good. That's his last one.
I think George Clooney made a boring remake of that movie in the 90s.
So here are the ATD pages.
Their attempts.
Dark, trees, pond, shade. There's the second one. Dark screamed the darkness. A dark reminder of the dark's inner darkness. A well of darkness, a vortex like black paint. Darker and darker and darker. So dark the darkness could hardly see. A dark figure emerged from the darkness, facing the darkness with dark intent. A dark knife glinted in the dark darkly. Dark like the dark eye of a dark raven. Dark feathers was rustling in the dark night sky. No moon. The moon had been eaten by the dark. The dark drank it, and the sun. The dark moon rose of the dark sun that had set into the darkest darkness. The darkness darkened, darkly darkening the dark until it dimly darkened even the darkest dark. The rot snail beamed. The wooded grain bent from the owl. Egg male. Four forms in the glass eye and melt.
I've read some terrible poetry like this that people
through from down and bark. I grow and longer with the lower dark sea. You know what? This reminds me actually of the like weird alien in the astronaut suit that you find in the one sector in Control. That speaks in gibberish and it wants its head. Gerbil took the top head. The top head. See.
Eggmail heaven.
Eggmail heaven. Pour during out, he chin, when all scream in blue at an axe vermilion. A day is round, flat across evening. Water murmurs in light bulb trees, round the cat. The night glares in all streets, the coffee deers run, fear drinks locks by windy cottages and black fires in the same mirrors, amidst heavies and panic. F across the board.
I like that. That's what a lot of poems come on.
Yeah, I give most of them F. The dark woods rattled What's that?
So this one's just dark heavy again.
The dark woods rattled darkly. Flashlight peered into the deep darkness, and the dark shivered. A flashlight scowled. A woodsman came with an axe. The woodsman's teeth screamed. Flashlight screamed too and was cut in half. Blood mixed with the darkness, a dark blend. Pistol looked at Flashlight in shock.
This definitely sounds like some GPT.
It does. There was nowhere to run, he realized, but he ran anyway. He ran into the deep dark of the woods. The woodsman rattled behind him, bouncing through the trees. Pistol knew it had nowhere to run. Pistol drew his pistol and turned to face his death. The woodsman emerged and Pistol opened fire. Pistol's pistol flashed in the dark night once, twice, thrice. The woodsman fell with a clatter. Pistol breathed in and out, in and out. Pistol looked at each tree, in and out. He was safe. Pistol grabbed the woodsman's axe and plugged it into his pistol to charge it. He went to check on Flashlight. Pistol checked each half of Flashlight. She was dead, and he knew it. Pistol screamed at the trees. The trees screamed back.
Now that might have been one of my favorites.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I do like Remedy's dig at like AI writing and stuff.
These Abrams boxes are everywhere.
Every time that there's like empty supplies in Resident Evil or Alan Wake or Silent Hill, it is forever now known as an Abrams box.
Had a thought today, a possible avenue for further research. When we think of art successfully affecting reality, we always think of Alan Wake and his writing. This could be due to recency bias or simply the amount of recorded evidence skewing our opinion. But also, I wonder if writing's very nature is an advantage. Text can describe events in such explicit detail. The story gives the shadow a blueprint, a map of what to make real. But not all art is like this. Music, sculpture, dance, cuisine. In our case, a painting. When the source material is open to interpretation, how will the shadow choose to interpret it? I think Diana will find the question very interesting. Most likely, she already has an answer. That's why I love her.
The idea is to use the painting like a map almost.
I don't even think they figured out what to do with it, honestly.
Never really seen the old Death Race movies as a figure of the 70s.
So Jason Statham one, I thought it kind of sucked.
Rollerball. The original Crazies, which I liked the remake of.
Yeah. I've actually never seen the original for that.
Especially not being the biggest Star Wars person, I would say the 70s is not a great decade for sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple.
Yeah. A lot of the Godzilla movies.
Oh, yeah, but that was in the era.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you have, like, weird shit like Godzilla.
The Snake Moth.
I don't even want to know what Godzilla's smegma looks like.
Yeah, nobody wants. They would destroy Tokyo.
From beneath the deep, from beneath his sheath.
Come on, you speedy motherfucker. God damn it, would you stay still?
And I think of Mad Max as more of an 80s franchise, even though the first one is 79.
First Mad Max is good, especially for a movie on such a thin budget.
I consistently like them all.
Yeah, I've liked all, I guess, 4.
Isn't it 5? Counting Furiosa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 5, yeah.
Wasn't Furiosa the one everybody jumped on?
No, critically it did well. It's just that it did badly monetarily at the box office. But critically, it was very well reviewed. It was liked. It's just that like the general public didn't really go see it.
I know the usual suspect seized on its failure at the box office. It's like, Steve, nobody likes the wall.
I mean, it was very much in the vein of Fury Road.
I think they lost a lot of momentum between how long it took to put it out. For sure.
Yeah, putting it out so much time later, I think it definitely hurt it.
The quality of the movie itself is good.
Yeah, it's honestly probably one of my favorite things I've seen this year still. Not that I've seen like a ton of movies, but
yeah, it's like my top 5 movies.
Readings collected over the last 48 hours show a rising increase in activity stemming from the Cauldron Lake threshold, likely indicating an imminent AWE scenario. Highest recorded reading exceeded the safety limit, necessitating a general alert and requesting assistance from the assigned AWE response team. However, no alert or contact with external teams has been made. Per the recent amendments to this procedure, as specified, the monitoring team will take no action until a sign-off from either Dr. Marmot has been received. Considering the rate of escalation, the recent data indicates the monitoring team strongly recommends the AWE response team be contacted immediately.
My favorite sci-fi James Bond movie was in '79.
Moonraker.
Yes, that is one.
That fucking action
that
scene.
That
is one of the dumbest looking space fights.
It's one of the funniest James Bond movies. Also,
fucking toy.
When they're just floating out of the space shuttle with their guns.
It's so fucking funny.
That might unironically be in my top 10 James Bond movies. It's so funny.
Just for that scene.
That should look like
the whole thing. It's like
I mean the whole thing is with Jaws on the space station.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yeah. That scene looked like a little kid filmed it with an action figure.
Yeah, it really did.
And I feel like most of The Spy Who Shagged Me is specifically making fun of Moonraker.
It totally is.
It is the most easily mockable of all the James Bond movies, and there are some real goofy. There are goofy moments in them. I don't know if there's another one that the premise is as far.
I don't think so. I remember the premise of. I can never quite tell you what the premise of Octopussy is, but based just on the. Yeah, based on just the title, I'm guessing the premise is pretty bad of that one.
Well, she's just like the femme fatale. She's not even the main villain of the movie.
But there's 8 pussies, right?
And you never get that much info on
Why is it called Octopussy?
In 2010, Lane was inadvertently involved. Could be another name for Madam Hydra. Lane was inadvertently involved in AWE 35 while residing at the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he lived under the care of Dr. Emil Hartman. Lane was seriously injured during the AWE. He received medical care in Seattle for 2 months, during which time he was questioned and cleared by FBC staff. After the Cauldron Lake Lodge was seized and closed by the FBC, Lane moved to Watery, where he currently resides. Recent surveillance confirms he has no known personal relationships or affiliation with supernatural groups. As requested, the observation team has confirmed that Lane continues to paint as of the date of this post.
Guess we'd have to ask Ian Fleming, who just had a short story called Octopussy. And, it's the movie's about jewel smuggling operation led by the mysterious Octopussy.
My team's on something.
Tell me anymore.
And I knew they were in danger.
It wrote some weird stuff.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've heard they're not the best things to read.
Really?
The whole James Bond story.
Did you know that the Russians were so pissed about the James Bond movies that they commissioned some Soviet writer to write an entire series of books about a Soviet spy killing James Bond?
Actions have consequences.
It was like a weird
I'm
propaganda spy series.
Huh. But it was like a legit James Bond.
Yeah, it was like an angry, like anti-James Bond fan fiction.
Sub-level 1.
I guess the opposite.
Troll fiction.
Troll fiction.
Well,
that isn't a term yet. Troll fiction.
That was one of the Marmots.
Killed my team.
Just the 2.
He was taken by
The
the
husband
shadow.
and the wife.
They don't have a little brood of Marmots running somewhere.
I know. They shut you down.
While I'm up here.
Name is not very scientific.
Yeah, they should have called it.
Like some kind of assistant?
Dark War.
Putain d'assistant? Moi? I run the
Speaking French,
Lakehouse.
this really is
This
horrible.
is my facility. Mine. You cannot just Walk in here for 1 week, make some speeches, and then fly back to New York? Espèce de crétin! Prétentieux! The jackass thinks he's a fucking rock star!
Really hates Dr. Darling.
Well, I
And he
don't know how to
made
say
fun of
piece
the
of shit
name.
in French.
Oh, the shadow. The shadow is good. It's evocative.
Espèce de crétin!
This French son of a bitch is yelling at us.
It's like an interpretive peninsula.
He really hates Dr. Darling in particular.
And I will make it so everyone can see this. I will make it so no one even remembers his name.
We did the French hand.
To ces imbéciles là, hein? They all think I am a pencil pusher. They think I do not have the mind for such work. Eh bien, ils verront. Ils verront! I will take what they think is possible. And I will break it.
I wish he had an evil French laugh.
Very French this way.
You just gotta go out.
You should have given him things.
Oh shit. Yep, they're invincible for the moment.
This and the Olympics opening ceremony is like very scary French stuff this year.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Good thing I usually never think about French stuff. That's what my dad said once to an old Canadian rail worker buddy he had, because he was from Canada, working
This should
here.
get me down to sub-level 5. And
And
this should get me past any other problems.
Fuck yeah.
he was complaining to my dad once. He was like, in Canada we have to learn about America. Like, why don't kids in American schools have to learn about Canadian history? And my dad just told him, he was like, well, I gotta tell you, Nick, we just never think about Canada.
The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just
Come
content
from a more
for the
relevant
experiment.
country.
The contrived overlap rebounded on itself, compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance, cause and effect hopelessly entangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed. The feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for a release.
Oh, Justin Trudeau's kept Canada pretty relevant to racism.
So, would Alan Wake
World leaders
already
in
be out of
blackface.
the dark place, like, after which...
No, so this is taking place like by the end of this you'll actually get a very good sense of exactly when this is taking place. Let's see. It's too dark to see.
They know the password for this, but it's your computer, so find it.
I guess this is what we're doing. Hello, Carly. I've decided to reassign you from Project Romnus to inventory management. Your title will be changed from senior researcher to acting inventory supervisor, effective immediately. You may find this change sudden, but I have no doubt someone with a nut allergy like yourself will prefer to work alone in the inventory booth and out in the open where any dangerous pies may be waiting to hurt you. Perhaps some hard work will keep you from making any more unfounded HR complaints. Best regards, Jules Marmon.
This is a toxic ass.
Oh, that is not a
dangerous lies.
Need to keep an eye out for more of these.
That one? Okay.
Oh, there's stuff in that one.
You didn't make it.
Yeah, these boxes are actually useful.
Got the firing mechanism working. It's throwing the test projectiles a good distance. Turned out pretty nice. Fittings between the grenade launcher and custom components are a bit loose. No proper lathe here, but at least it works. I need some actual black rock for the tests. I know there's some on sub-level 5, but the acting inventory supervisor doesn't get access to that floor. And there's just like a...
No.
Finally! Something works on
Dusts
these
in like the
bastards.
vampires and Buffy almost. Save the ammo though.
Yeah, I assume Most of these things are like affordable.
Yeah, the more you can avoid, the better.
I assume we're going to need that anyway.
Yes, it's real.
Oh.
This back to get to the elevator again.
Alex, you were basically right. Ian Fleming chose the title Octopussy for his James Bond short story because it refers to a key woman in the story named Octopussy, who was associated with a pet octopus.
Oh.
Well, that's not what the reason I would have expected.
I just remember from the movie, her name literally was Octopus.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just thought it must have
Was
meant
a
something.
sexual. I mean, I'm sure it was picked to imply a certain something. I guess I don't know. How long have people been saying pussy like that?
I think clearly Ian Fleming was associating pussy with woman there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Why did you title
5, don't you?
So, just
that was him.
real quick, there's just a couple little
The
extra rooms
shadow
we can
had
go
changed
do
Jules Marmont into a
before we go to
hostile,
the...
paranatural
Do you guys think the
entity.
movie version of Shitty Shitty Bang Bang would have been better?
That made everything simpler. No arrest,
Shitty bang
no
bang.
paperwork. I could put him down like the monster
I
he
don't know,
was.
man. I don't know if they ever need to really make that weird pedophile movie.
Sublevel 3.
It's like a movie to make my kids watch before I'm like, all right, don't talk to strangers.
The name Chitty Chitty Bang Bang comes from a series of racing cars built in the early 1920s by Count Louis Dombrowski. The name may have come from the sound the car made while idling, or from a World War I song.
Huh. The more you know.
Yeah, he did write it as a bedtime story for his son.
Yeah, that one.
Water dripped from the ceiling as Diana stared at the folders
Both of
stacked
them.
on her workstation.
Doesn't have any weird
Each one was a branch
That's
of research.
That's always an
Drip.
improvement.
Some were thin,
He got that drip.
some thick. They represented years of her life, her
got
work,
That drip
dissecting
or
the
that
act
drip?
of creation and examining the
I
bloody
don't know how the
pieces,
kids talk.
bringing in live subjects had been her idea. Drip. Bureau leadership denied their request. But after HQ went into lockdown, she took advantage of the chaos and got her artists. Jules had whined about the optics. Diana ignored him. Now in her office below the waterline of Cauldron Lake, she considered how to proceed. Jules was convinced the page they had found would come true. It promised disaster. A situation out of control. Impossible. Diana was always in control. Drip. Drip. She needed answers. She needed to quantify, to define, to control.
Is that what the kids are saying today? Drip, drip.
Well,
I
if
don't
you
think
say
so.
somebody's got that drip or
Yeah.
like that just means
Well, I
like
know
they've
what
got
that
the nice outfit.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Got
Yeah.
the drip.
What
My
was-
only joke is the drip is like it's just another way to refer to like STDs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I
I knew
haven't heard
about the
that before.
clothes thing.
Well, I mean, if your clothes looks nice enough, that means you can get an STD.
That's cool.
True. Gotta catch 'em all.
So when people say gang, gang, what does that mean?
Gangbang.
Gang, gang.
Yeah.
Like that's like your crew.
Jules'
Okay.
team has found new pages
Yeah, good
written
point.
by Wake.
Yeah,
Why?
it's
gotten
way
real
now.
painting
Oh,
again.
does it ever have to make a lot of sense?
It does.
Bullshit, pedestrian
Because I'd heard of that,
methodology
but I
cannot
didn't know.
produce
So when
results
Lily
with
was
more
telling
money.
me, you're just
I
using
have
the
to go
word
faster,
slay
no
all the
matter the
time.
cost.
So I'm like, is that how you use it, Lily? Like, slay, slay, you know, like I'm always fucking
We're still behind our
trying to
projections.
embarrass her now with her.
The more the machines can produce, the closer we can calibrate
Those
them to
people,
Wake's style.
Hell yeah.
But proper calibration takes a lot of raw material, and production is slow. No. We're changing directions. The hypothesis remains unchanged. Imitating Wake's writing style will allow us to
I hope
generate
it's
art
to
capable
ruin
of
any new
linking with the
slang she
threshold.
learned, so she just has to use real words.
Does she say skibbity yet?
Skibbity toilet, bro.
She does? I thought you done it honestly.
Skibbity?
I'm pretty sure kids in general use that unironically.
They bring skibbity.
We simply have to push them right.
What about Ohio? What's that mean?
Ohio?
Yeah.
Ohio's like this generation's Florida. Like, it just means crazy.
Really?
If they say something's like Ohio, they mean it's like insane.
Why?
Well, what's worse right now?
Because for the same reason people talk about like Florida Man and stuff, they just think
Yes, Ohio's pretty crazy nowadays,
Psychos
huh?
live in Florida and Ohio and do psycho shit.
So
is Ohio really known for psychos?
there are some problems.
They definitely
Do they really compete with them?
That's what I wonder. So do they say like, man, this is so Ohio? Like they say it like that? It's very Ohio.
Or is it like, it can't be like an adjective. Like Ohio Riz, you got me crazy here and that.
Maybe. Oh, man. I can tell you that's what it means. How to properly use it in a sentence, I don't know about that.
That's a whole other question.
I like how often the stream is now degenerating into a bunch of old men, like
Just
really young,
say it
shaking their fists at clouds over here.
What are the kids talking about?
What is a skibbity toilet?
Back in my day, nobody said skippity toilet.
Back in my day, the toilet was a place where you go to shit, not do skibbity. You gotta start wearing like suspenders.
Oh my god. So Alex should fuck us when we mentions his Gnomes.
I didn't say we had to wear pointy hats.
Oh yeah, that's true. That'll probably keep him
It's the real 1-2 punch, right?
Fuck you guys.
You and your love for suspenders.
I don't think I can pull off suspenders. That's,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's not. Doesn't feel like it fits my vibe. I don't think.
We don't know what your vibe is until you dress like a gnome.
Shut the fuck up, Mike.
If you dressed like a gnome and you saw yourself in the mirror.
So Rudolph Lane did kill himself.
I think that's what Alex.
It'd literally be like the beginning of one of those like turn around your life movies where I'd be like at the sink, just like 5 o'clock shadow, like see myself as a gnome, swipe the bottle of whiskey off the sink, smash it on the wall, just rock bottom.
You're like, what if I done with my life?
Exactly, like who am I? Like, what happened to me?
You sure you wouldn't be like Buffalo Bill or something?
like I'd fuck me.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Okay. Shut the fuck up.
Raw emotion, pure truth. He put everything he had into this one.
You heard that Rudolph Lane killed himself.
Literally.
That was where all the blood was from when we went into the cell.
Unalived himself?
No, he killed himself.
So he did.
Suicide.
Left the chat.
Suicide is badass.
Now this video has been demonetized.
Fuck.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, Twitch doesn't demonetize you for it.
That's good.
YouTube does,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're not monetized on YouTube. Probably never will be.
No.
That's all
I
good.
achieve what no one has before me. No darling, that arrogant shit.
I'm just thinking I would
No,
love
my
to see conversations
selfish,
between him and
happy
Darwin.
over wife.
So,
Because there must be a time when they were both there,
and a
right?
painting that
Yeah, it would have been.
connected.
Yeah, it would have been at some point
But
before
Lane
these
was
two
dead
got
before
assigned
any of this
to
even
the station.
happened.
That would be entertaining as fuck because their egos would just clash so hard.
The fools will finally see me for the genius I am.
Oh, yes. Definitely not a supervillain.
Dude, if you're gonna do it,
Yeah, seriously.
start with this French anticipation.
He's not a genius filmmaker.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I am French,
That's why they
and no
were coming
one
out
is
the whole time.
acknowledging my superiority. It's been 2 hours.
As head of research at the Lakehouse, it is important I am informed of all proceedings at this facility. Since the other Dr. Marmon is failing to provide me with details about our team's progress, I ask that you all seek information from members of our team. Anyone who comes to me with details on Project Arbitus' current progress will be rewarded. So I'm asking the team to spy on her.
I'm surprised he didn't force all these documents to be written in French.
For real.
Alright. I'm just going to get back over to the elevator. Go down to the next actual floor. So paint on the walls in there, so good. Alright.
Level 5.
Yeah, guys, how close do you think we are to Warwick?
To what?
Warwick and Rand?
Oh. Who knows?
It's
could
really
be a day.
It's really up to Israel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's really, they get to make the decisions.
Yeah, for sure. That's their call.
Yeah.
The Marmonts were holding a pain
At least they
here.
haven't wagged the dog on
Rudolph
us. I
Lane.
was a little worried about
Does that ring a bell?
It's too late now, though. Got a week to be able to.
Yeah.
I think you are, or were, Rudolph Lane.
Himself! A self-portrait! Make them see!
Look, I might be able to help you. But I need information, cooperation.
No brush! Just himself!
So suicide was his final art project.
Yes, it was. So hey, it just keeps coming up.
Rudolph Lane was dying. Both murderer and victim. Red hues ran down his hands. Was it scarlet or cadmium? Too vivid to be maroon. Names don't matter, he decided. Color was pure. Inspiring. For the first time in years, he wanted to paint. A self-portrait. To say goodbye. No. To make them remember. To make them see what they did. He slapped his hands against the wall to steady himself. He began from there. No brush. Just himself. The strokes were crude. Violent. The pain, misery, and hate he'd endured there. The fire in his eyes and hands and bones all spread into the shape of a man. It was quick. Natural. Like a heart attack. He slumped down to the floor, smiling at the anger he left smeared across the wall.
You know, if everybody ever just made, like, a novel that was, supposed to be an Alan Wake book, I mean,
Yeah, well, I actually have a book on the shelf back here that was part of the collector's edition of Alan Wake 1. That is an in-universe book called The Alan Wake Files, written by a character named Clay Stewart that appears in Alan's dream sequence at the beginning of the first game.
Sublevel 4.
So there's actually one physical book.
The elevator would stop moving. Oh, nice office.
That's some oldest house type fucking shit in here, huh?
man, they don't even proper cubicles.
And shit there.
I don't feel like Estevez has had as much character in this compared to in Alan Wake 2.
Not really, no.
She's mostly just telling Saga, like, what she saw.
Okay.
Effectively is what this is. She's just kind of telling Saga
I feel like
what
she's
she came
mostly
across.
just sort of a player stand at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
But I love the control stuff, so I'm very
It's kind of like a miniature version of Control, right? It's all taking place in one building, and we're going through each floor, you know, seeing what weird shit and experiments are on each area.
Mm-hmm.
kind of in a similar way, the AWE DLC for Control felt like a mini Alan Wake story. In the same way that this kind of
Smart way to sort of
get grabbed. Oh, no, they got me. Yeah, this little maze section here, it's kind of hard to avoid thing.
this one's going to be in.
Yeah, at least as much of it as I could.
Pretty effective.
That's a good ass grenade.
It's a pretty badass weapon. I don't think it is, but it would be cool if you like unlocked it for use in like the main story or something.
For sure.
I kind of hope Jesse gets one.
We'll have to see.
I don't know if she
Abrams
needs it.
buff.
Abrams buff. I wonder if Jesse would really need it though, because the service weapon can shapeshift into a grenade launcher anyway.
I guess that's true, but I mean, this could be a variant.
Diana sat in her office.
True.
Sure.
It'd be a good weapon for the like regular agents that you play as in Firebreak, though.
That's it.
She scowled at a series of graphs when the room turned red. Alarms blared. Breach detected. Then the walls of the archives rumbled. A tremor in the bones of the facility. One by one, the red lights went dark as a wave of nothing poured in from all sides. Diana stood, but there was nowhere to run. The sheer depth of the darkness terrified her. She realized they had done this. Her and Jules. Their ambition. Their hatred. Her desk lamp flickered. In the brief moment before it all went dark, she thought of Jules' smile.
Is that one of the fast bastards?
So it sounded like he was going, gotta go fast.
Faster,
Gotta
faster,
fast.
faster. Good.
How much longer till Sonic 3 comes out?
Fucking nope.
How much
I think
longer
I'm paying
till
attention to that
Sonic
shit. Once it's
been
like
asking
the price of
every day.
Gollum. I gotta really go on sale for me to spend the money on that.
Oh, Alex, just look at DeviantArt until then.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
You think he doesn't know?
So, like, who likes fucking Hedgehog more? You fucking Sonic or Alex fucking Shadow?
Definitely Alex.
I mean, to be fair, any moment taken on this Spider It's like,
Right. I guess you can't be as passionate about Sonic as you like the Spider.
well, if you love it as much as he does.
What's that?
If you love it as much as he does.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it's
beautiful.
what is a good spider?
Like, would you date a spider that was missing a leg?
You looking for like a nice spider to like settle down with, or are you into like these nasty like
horror
bob
spiders?
You're looking for like truck stop spiders?
Is that what you do? You big enough spiders, just lot spiders do?
Lots.
He's just speechless at the thought of it.
Well, I think he just realized he could pick spiders up at the back. So.
Oh,
Do you ever go on
Making
like
plans.
Craigslist? And looking for spiders? Like that?
Man for spider?
Yeah.
Oh. How's that work, Sage? A lot of spiders looking to hook up online.
you ever get a guy spider and think, I'll do it anyways.
Does a little piece inside you die every time you accidentally swipe left on a spider?
Yeah, is there like a spider Tinder?
Where do you find these spiders? You ever just like lift up a rock? Hope for the best.
I haven't found shit.
Man, we ain't found shit.
September 13th, 2023. Notes regarding the concept of the tortured artist. A romanticized image of the sensitive artistic temperament, yes. But there may be truth in the cliche. It's no secret Rudolph Lane has been unhappy here for years. But,
He kept him there for years.
the aggregate data shows his art's viability score trending upward over time. If Jules hadn't neglected to hold regular psychological exams, then we could have quantified the subject's emotional state, creating a sort of distress rating to compare against the art's score. I'll make this a sub-goal of my study of Edward Booker. Once we set the variables and establish a control reading of his art and mental state, then we can begin inducing negative emotion. Limited food and water, perhaps. An increasingly tight living space.
Staying awake there?
Mm-hmm.
This is how Jules lost his subject, though. Need to be careful not to leave any sharp objects in Booker's cell.
They failed at that.
Oh well, that's Booker, who was the guy we saw, who was still actively writing.
Oh, okay.
All right. Definition of art. To truly comprehend the threshold within Cauldron Lake, we must first understand its attraction to art. However, even the definition of art is as varied as the range of crafts that fall under the name. To that end, we must open a track of research dedicated to defining and quantifying art, ultimately rendering the concept into a unit of measurement. To begin, let's not try to understand humanity's definition of art, but rather Cauldron Lake's preferences. Past cases of Cauldron Lake's threshold affecting reality have centered on writing. Cinematography is also suspected, though not directly confirmed. Zane. What about other mediums? We will need to test the viability of painting, poetry, music, photography, sculpting, dance, and so on. Not to mention the myriad of genres or methods within each medium. What about crafts outside of the most common artistic expressions? Does any act of creation on a high level of expertise merit the title of art? Baking, woodworking? What about non-physical mediums? Why is music an art and philosophy is not? Does something become art due to its medium, its quality, or perhaps simply through the intent of expression? Or an equation made up of all three? What would be the order of importance? What thresholds must each factor reach?
Philosophy is too far out of
You don't think art's up its own ass?
Yeah. Well, that's how much philosophy is up its own ass.
It's also true.
On the morning of Redacted, the musician held at the Lakehouse for research purposes was discovered missing from her cell. Security footage of the cell from the night before was damaged by electrical interference of an undetermined nature. Known professionally as... So this is actually a musician named Poe, who, I think got screwed by her, recording label, so she hasn't, made music.
In real life?
Yeah, in real life. It hasn't made music since the early 2000s. This 6 Deep Breath song that's playing in the background is the first piece of music she's made, and it's only because she was working with Remedy.
Oh, wow.
So I think it's the artist Poe who's being held at the Lakehouse. Produced a song called 6 Deep Breaths during her time at the Lakehouse. It's considered very promising as research material by Drs. Marmont. Somehow used her song to orchestrate her escape. Efforts to find Poe were brief, with any wider search considered an unacceptable risk to the Lakehouse's mandate of confidentiality. Investigation is currently ongoing as to whether any staff at the Lakehouse were involved in the disappearance of Poe. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether the subject used the song they created as a way of means of escape. All material related to and work produced by Poe will be stored in the archive. Online checks for public reappearance are to be performed weekly. Known web addresses associated with Poe in the past. Known addresses with parutilitarian/AWA activity. This House of Dreams. Remember that shit from when American Nightmare came back in 2012? And then a new website called Siren Society, which I signed up for their email list. There's nothing on this website yet.
Interesting.
It's literally just...
You be careful with them. I don't think it could be a point there.
It's a Remedy. It's clearly part of Remedy's ARG marketing campaign.
Sage is waiting for those hot emails of spider pics.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Jules had dangled the
Silence
painting
of
like a
anything.
lure and hook.
She's a spider princess from Nigeria.
Fault in the system. The water rushed in, filled
You
it until
fucking
it was
Nigerian
ready to
spiders.
burst. All their successes and failures
Yeah,
had
what the
led
fuck?
Yeah,
to
No
why,
spiders.
why were you so
No spiders.
so firm and hard?
I'm firm.
What do you have against Nigerians?
I don't. Nothing. I am against the
He said
spiders.
you wouldn't fuck a Nigerian spider. You'll fuck any other kind of
I will not fuck any spider.
You were just talking about truckload spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you were the big
Gaslight me, you motherfucker.
stop,
This
dude.
was their home.
So you were telling us on stream every night you go down to the truck stop and you just hang around waiting for the spider.
Michael said he was asking people about the moon the other day, and he saw you fucking a spider in the back. of the truck.
Yeah, I was at the Walmart parking lot. I looked over and saw Sage fucking a spider. It was crazy.
Walmart
You did not.
Yeah, it was pretty fat. That spider.
Oh, damn, dude. He rolled her out of the rascal for one last go.
I just received a letter from Darling about a request you made to bring in live subjects. What were you thinking? Do you know how this looks? What did he say? Was it approved? No, he refused. You know protocol does not allow this sort of thing, and he says he'll be making a trip to the Lakehouse to check in on us soon, like we are children. This is very bad for our reputation, Diana. Please, if you have have an idea like this, come to me first. Considering the details on the new page we have found, I believe we need to abandon the research into Alan Wake's writing. We must not endanger our staff. Abandoned project. Don't pretend like you're worried about them, Jules. You're just looking out for your own ass. The fact that the pages are detailing future events means they are the correct method. We have to learn how to harness their power and dictate events to meet our goals. Not Wakes, whatever those may be. The ATDs are producing better and better results. We just need to keep doing the work. Like we read what their best page was. No, Diana, I'm looking at the page right now. Constant imbalance, out of control, a crack in the Lakehouse. If we continue with this research, we will lose our facility, perhaps more than that. What is the point in succeeding if we are dead? I am head of research here, and I forbid you from proceeding. You can't forbid anything. You're not going to keep me from the most important work of my life. You're too much of a coward to keep pushing ahead. I'll finish what we set out to do here alone. We have plenty of ongoing lines of research. I suggest you pick one and leave Wake's writing to me. You always needed me more than I needed you. Official complaint. Hello, Dr. Marmont. I received your formal complaint about Jules' behavior. You claim he is maliciously keeping research material away from your team, but he says they have simply been misplaced. I understand you are frustrated. I recommend giving his team a week or so to find the pages. Return them to your team. If this issue persists at that point, then let's discuss your desire to escalate this issue. Does that sound agreeable? These poor other people working in this office.
They really need to upgrade it.
Some big experiment
Yeah,
tomorrow.
so you like those thick
I can't
spiders.
find the details anywhere. That bastard is hiding them.
Chubby chase.
All those years, he steals
This
credit
doesn't
from
look
my
like
ideas and my work.
That's not a
And
Lane
now he's scared of being plagiarized? Oh, that
It's not
is
from Rudolph
really
Lane.
fucking rich, Jules.
Oh, I
he's
bet you'll guess
reportedly
quickly.
misplaced the manuscript pages I need for my work. Suddenly, the exact pages that I need to reference have just vanished. He is actively
Billy Zane?
impeding critical bureau
Like
research.
from
Another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Couple
if
more.
he can do that, then what is
Casper
stopping me
Darling,
from
FBC
going
head of
down to
research.
that lab?
Couldn't stop thinking about this new
And I don't
direction
know,
for the Lakehouse after I got back to
inverting
New
the
York.
amplifiers
No
or
pivoting to
misaligning
researching
the
Threshold,
receivers
Redacted's
both.
reality manipulation effect wasn't too much of a shock for you.
Thing in principle.
Seemed like your work on containment was stalling, so I decided you could all use a fresh start. Here's something to get you started. Some drawings made by a certain Redacted a while back. Files 6D001 through 6D004 found in the attached envelope. Just for any reaction they may trigger with the shadow. Still don't like how unscientific that name is. You can designate the artist as P6 in your records. They're Dylan's childhood drawings.
And now he's scared of being plagiarized? Oh, that is really fucking rich, Jules. Oh, and he's reportedly misplaced the
Light switch
manuscript
cord.
pages
Light switch
I need for
cord.
my work.
You know how those
Suddenly, the exact pages that I need to reference have just
Quick
vanished.
lesson on light switch cords.
He is
If you find
actively
one,
impeding
pull it
critical
3
bureau
times.
research. I mean, if he can do that, then what is...
The Ocean View Motel is a dimensional intersection. The doors from the lobby can lead anywhere, but I didn't end up in the lobby this time, which was definitely unusual.
It's not the lobby we saw in Control or the hotel we saw in Alan's dark place. Not quite either version.
Is this what the seedy motels you drag your spiders to?
God. That's a door symbol that was completely closed, so we didn't get an inkling on what that was before.
Sure. Fighters.
It's Jesse and Trench.
Oh, wait.
That's bizarre.
Outside of the building there.
Panopticon? But the Panopticon is at headquarters. Yeah.
Across the canal.
The sun is shining, birds are calling. I feel dirt beneath my feet, a breeze. Everything smells like rain. I'm not here. I'm in a forest, sunlight on my face. Birds are flying past. Leaves rustle in the wind. In a forest, trees are everywhere. A field of flowers. Not here. Not here. Not here. I'm in a forest. The sun is shining.
So did they move him to this?
This is not entirely explained exactly what's going on here. Because at the end of Control, he was in a coma.
Oh, that's right. Estevez, Federal Bureau of Control. Identify yourself.
Wait a minute. Earlier, didn't I say it wasn't Dylan P6, and he said no to me?
No, I just brought up that he was.
No, like at the beginning of the stream.
It's been a long time since I've seen
P6,
anyone.
Is that going to be Dylan or whatever? I think you said no just to throw me off the trail.
No, because that wouldn't be a trail, because that was something that was confirmed in Control. That wouldn't be new information.
Oh, the P6 then? Oh.
Yeah, that was all in Control.
There's a sign
Jesse's
over
P7.
there for the Panopticon. The Panopticon's only in New York, in HQ. Is this the oldest house?
I think that's where I am.
So you are inside the oldest house. Is anyone else alive?
I can't.
It's a waste of time. This is an FBC.
Hey, no name.
What's up, no name?
Why is the Bureau detaining you?
I'm where I belong.
Everyone I meet here is either a painting or a paracriminal. Hey, this is important. FBC headquarters went dark 4 years ago. What exactly happened in there?
We were attacked.
How's your day going, no name?
No, not again. Not yet. No.
Hey, stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
What attacked the oldest house? I need to know.
Something's changing. Outside. Can you feel it? I can hear it. It's getting worse. You can't stay, can you?
Hold on. I need to know if I can...
Oh, nice.
Tell Jesse I tried. I really did.
His face looks very red there.
Oldest house.
Oh shit.
I felt wrong.
So that looks like the oldest house spilling out into New York. That looked like both the mold and the subway tunnels.
That's cool.
The whole city, Doctor Strange folding in on itself.
Taken over by the hiss.
Or something else.
Well, that's why New York's so crazy.
And that's so I believe, No Name talked about this a bunch, but we believe that the symbol that we just saw, that's the symbol for the oldest house. Because in Control, you keep using this door with the black pyramid to get into the astral plane.
Right,
you just get back to the oldest house after going into the astral plane. So, the spiral is the dark place. That symbol we just saw is the oldest house. The Black Pyramid is the astral plane. So that's three doors that we know where they go now.
And the Christmas tree leads to the Christmas.
Yes, exactly.
The Marmots had opened the door
They should do a
into
Columbus
Cauldron
Day.
Lake's threshold.
Yeah, they should.
It was
Nightmare Before
forced.
Columbus Day.
It was unstable.
What's this? What's this? All the natives have
Shutting the
disease.
Other
experiment
pyramids.
was the only
Yeah, 'cause there's also a door with the white upright pyramid. So that could lead to where the former is from, perhaps. Could have something to do with that.
Very cool.
There's also one of the other symbols is also like it's like a square with a bunch of, it's like smaller and smaller concentric squares inside it. And in the game code files, that door is labeled as doors, which I think is referencing just the door. So I think that door has something to do with it. The most control a Taken has ever had over its own actions. They never attack each other.
Right.
Finish him! Marriage.
Marriage fatality.
I'd say she took everything from him, God.
Finish him.
Did you like that fun?
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah,
Perhaps
that was-
finish him.
That was alright, no man. Oh, okay. Come on, stars.
Fuck me. God damn it. Okay, come on, I'm locked in a corner. Yeah, you might as well just kill me here.
So this will be the only death you've had in the game.
Come on, you gotta go for it with that predator.
Shotgun.
There.
And it takes a lot of time, too.
Yeah,
And I had no healing. Yeah, this expansion is particularly stingy with the healing items, I feel like, versus the kind of main game. Which it makes sense because Night Springs was like almost like stupid generous with the items, so it makes sense that this one would go the other direction. Nope.
Where'd she go?
Don't you need to hit her with that again? It doesn't seem like it.
She's already got the darkness point to offer.
Like I needed more. Why did you idiots think this is a good idea?
Shit.
You're at a Black Rock.
That was my last shot, yeah.
Are more of those things coming up? Major paint.
Got
there
it.
you go.
Nice.
What's that?
Thank you.
Marmonts did to you, to Rudolph Blaine. I will do whatever I can to make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again.
The putrid weight he could never wash away.
The Marmonts are dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's any sort of consolation, but it's done. The threshold is tearing itself apart. I need to shut this down. Look, I'm sorry. I know you didn't make a choice here. It's not fair, but I have to shut this threshold down before it fractures.
Agent Estevez stood in the forest just outside of Bright Falls. She watched her team detain Alan Wake and Ilmo Koska, stuffing them into black SUVs. She realized this was the moment Wake had been writing in the vision she had seen. The story was coming true. She pushed the thought out of her head. It had been a good tip, a way to find Wake. Nothing more.
Alan Wake! After the threshold event collapsed, I was back at Cauldron Lake. But for a moment, I was somewhere else. I saw Alan Wake there. He was writing about me finding him in Bright Falls, in the woods. It was a good tip. I called the surviving members of my team, and I told them to meet me there. You know, these cases, they never get less ambiguous or easier. But this one, this was tough. Because protocol says entities like the Taken are monsters, threats. But the Marmonts were monsters way before the Shadow got to them. So at the end of the day, what's the difference?
Shoot them all.
That's the lesson, man. Shadow the Hedgehog hurts everyone.
Shadow was right all along.
There we go. Good shit, man. That was awesome.
He's the ultimate pro Second Amendment character, Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, the NRA should use him as their mascot.
That'd be awesome. DC and the NRA team up to right on Shadow.
Well, there you go. That's the Lakehouse, the last part of Alan Wake 2, and effectively the teaser trailer for Control 2.
Take the Control, or we have to wait 3 years at least.
Yeah. I mean, 2025 will be FBC Firebreak, and then I think you could see Max Payne remake in 2026. So I'd say Control is like a 2027 game. I'd say most likely.
Fair enough. That kind of bums me out. Control's my favorite.
Yeah.
Control's great.
At least it seems like it's going to be a hard focus on Control stuff from Remedy for a little bit.
With FBC Firebreak, that is a Control game. And I mean, Max Payne as a remake will be very much its own thing.
Yeah. For sure.
I'll be curious to see how much more they can kind of do Quantum Break stuff, like within, like kind of inside the other games. Because they did, like a whole mini sequel. Right, in the Night Springs episode, so.
Is this the same song that's playing in game, or is this a different song?
I don't know if this is different or not, to be honest. It might be. It does sound different. Well, there we go.
Sounds like it's probably the same.
I do think it's Poe again. Who again had not made, music for 20 years.
Now we're not really.
We are.
Well, that means that we got some time for Undertale.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Get under that film.
God. Well, afternoon tune, no name. We appreciate you coming and hanging out. We will be done until well, we'll see because Alex, you're not going to be here next Tuesday. Nope. We'll see what we want to do. If we want to do another Silent Hill 2, or maybe figure something else out since you won't be here. I don't know, but what's that?
If we have any other one-offs.
Well, I don't know if I have any other one-offs, but we do have, what's the name of that Metroidvania that you and me, started?
Oh.
As, our in-between kind of game.
So,
maybe that for a week.
I'm not even 100% sure if I'll be here next week.
Oh, really? Well, then, probably definitely shouldn't be Silent Hill, then.
Yeah, it's like nobody's here.
Well, I mean, you and me will be here.
Oh, probably. So this rate, slowly through the party.
Yes, for a single week.
Hey, Sage is always, able to fill his time with fighting.
What if you just get through your spider wives and just
do a little Spidey stream?
Yeah.
A little Spidey
Spidey hot tub stream?
Ooh, hot tub stream.
No hot tub streams.
A hot tub stream with the Spideys?
Not doing hot tub streams.
Spidey
Spider wives.
No.
With your spider wives, too?
No.
hot tub, hot topics.
Is that where you pick up your spiders, hot topic?
I don't pick them up anywhere.
Well, you love going to hot topics.
Oh, really?
Is it true you buy all your clothes at hot topic?
No, that's definitely not true. I don't. Fucking liar.
Are you the GM for Hot Topic?
No.
Do you manage a Hot Topic?
No.
Is that why the Hot
also
Topic
added this,
Can you give me discounts on, horrible autistic t-shirts?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You get spider dildos for yourself, though.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Or is that Spencer's? That's probably Spencer's.
Do they shoot web or what?
Ooh.
They just doesn't pick them up anywhere. He puts out vibes and they find them.
You just get some of those pheromones going and they come just running, dude.
Yeah.
I need a fucking break from you two next week anyway.
Don't worry, I'll fill it up.